All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the meeting of the Ware Board of Selectmen. We started at 6:15 with a non-public with a resident and the police chief, which brings us to the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. With that said, we're going to start the public hearing a few minutes late at 6:33. To hear public testimony and comment on the expenditure up to $40,000 from 2021 year-end surplus for a town vehicle to be used primarily by the building inspector. We've had reports from our maintenance people at the DPW, and just a quick visual of the pickup out there, the brown Chevrolet, that the rust is taking it away faster than we can keep it together, and the brakes have become unreliable. So, in their opinion, A, it will not pass state inspection again, and B, it has become unsafe to drive. So we'll hear any public testimony or comments on this potential expenditure of up to $40,000. Frank?
Thanks. Frank Campana. I tried to look up, just confirm the year of the truck. I think it is an 06?
05 or 06.
Okay.
Somewhere in that neighborhood,
So
yeah.
it's roughly 16, 15, 16.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Okay, I just needed that.
Yeah, it's a second.
And the other thing, just to, again, I've commented on it before. It sounds like somehow or other, the maintenance of this thing, well, I can't really say maintenance, but, you know, how did the truck get to this point where, you know, all of a sudden it's no good for a 16-year-old truck? I mean, I understand that. But, you know, over 16 years, it's had 16 years of inspection, and somebody, somehow, you know, missed, you know, its, you know, replacement cycle to go really through the CIP. So, I don't know. I mean, I think it's unfortunate. I mean, the town seems to do, you know, pretty good for all the other vehicles, keeping track of them, whether they're junk or not, but to know when they're junk, I guess. And this truck here, I think somebody has to, you know, monitor something like that. I mean, it's a town vehicle, and to get to this point here where it's, you know, a danger, and I understand that. That's not my question, but, I mean, I guess we do it with our own vehicles, you know, we keep track of them. So that's all I have for now.
Okay, thank you, Frank. Anybody else? Dick?
Good evening. I'm opposed to this emergency expenditure for some of the reasons that were mentioned earlier, that it should have been planned out. It's the purpose of the CIP. This just didn't happen overnight. Has the board signed a letter, or sent a letter and signed a letter to DRA requesting an emergency expenditure?
No, at this point in time, no.
Right. I'm just looking at RSA 32:11. Do we have an invoice?
We haven't bought it. We don't have a quote, we don't have anything.
How did the board keep the money available? Did you vote to encumber the money?
That's correct.
You did? When did you do that?
It was it was either 20th or the 27th. It was included on that sheet of $277,000.
Yes.
Oh, so you encumbered all of that money?
I encumbered all of the 40,000.
All of the 40? You didn't encumber the 267 then?
What you looked at for year-end purchases, there was that 277 number.
Yeah.
Some of it was encumbered because you had to purchase order it because we had to order it.
Yeah, sure.
And so we encumbered $40,000 for this public hearing.
Okay. So the process you're going through I believe, according to the RSA. I believe there should have been a letter sent to DRA making the request, signed by majority of the Board of Selectmen, along with information that states the specifics, cost, reason, et cetera. We tried to do this a few years ago. When I say a few years ago at my age, could be talking 15 years ago, I guess, 10. Somewhere. There are two police cruisers that became inoperable. And we tried to, emergency expenditure at the time, and it was rejected by DRA. There's no guarantee you're going to get, this is going to be accepted by DRA. And in addition to that, you're only about 6 weeks away from the March vote. Sounds like it's a short period of time, but in reality, 6 weeks away. I don't know, why aren't you waiting till why aren't you putting it on the warrant and having the voters decide on it? I mean, 6 weeks is not going to make the situation any worse. I understand the vehicle's still being used, is that correct?
As far as I know, the Board of Selectmen asked to have it parked, and last we knew, it was still being used.
It's still being used?
Correct.
Right. And the danger is in the brakes?
The brakes are bad.
Brakes.
Well, the ABS system is
Yeah, it's malfunctioning.
It's
malfunctioning.
rusted.
It doesn't mean the brakes don't work. It's just that
Yeah,
you go to put the brakes on in a normal instance, and it'll stop, and then all of a sudden it'll chatter like it is ABS, and it
Okay,
doesn't.
Mhm.
It's the sensors. And the other thing is that makes it even unsafe, that won't pass inspection now, is the rust is so bad, you can put your hand up to
Is
it
that
for
rust on the frame?
the body.
I've seen the body
I
rust.
think part of the frame is probably getting.
the tail
rusted.
of the frame and
When's
the
it due for
crossmember.
inspection?
Is that a March or then, I think it's a March.
March.
I believe it's a March.
All right. That even makes more of a, my point, I guess, is that, well, why isn't this being put on the warrant? I mean, to me, it's no more important than a police vehicle, no more important than, probably less important than some of the highway vehicles. In my mind, it doesn't.
Now, I'm not trying to be cynical, I'm trying to ask a question,
No,
Dick, okay?
right.
In support or not in support of the use of funds? If it was to go to warrant?
I'm not in support of going to DRA as an emergency expenditure.
Okay, but-
Because I think it's the
All right.
way around the voters.
Maybe I didn't phrase my question
The
correctly.
use of funds is not as big an issue with me as going around the voters.
Okay.
And whether, I'm not saying you're intentionally doing it, but.
Okay.
that's
My
what-
second question is, no means no. The voters vote it down. Whether it's comes from the unexpended,
I
money.
agree. I agree.
What do we do at that point with a vehicle that has not passed inspection, now we have no code
I
enforcement?
understand it. This is not just.
And I'm not, like I said, I'm
No,
not
no,
trying
no,
to
I
discredit
appreciate the
what you're
question.
saying,
I understand.
because I'm pretty sure you've probably heard me up here saying we need to go to the voters.
I know. It's not like we need a new truck because it's dirty. This is the problem.
Yeah.
So, you create and draft the warrant in such a way that it becomes more appetizing for the voters.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not normally one that would advocate that, but I certainly am an advocate of having the voters make a decision on it. And certainly whether you use 40, 20, or whatever, and whatever, I don't know, maybe you have a better feel of what the cost would be. 40,000 seems a bit high, but it's been a few years since I bought a car.
I believe we went, the fire chief had the state bid list, and I believe that we quoted a 2021 Chevy Colorado, which is a mid-size pickup, not even half-ton. And I think the sticker price for state bid was 30.
What's the Canyon? What's the Canyon? Isn't that
Same
this?
thing.
Canyon,
Colorado.
Canyon, Colorado,
Oh,
same
Chevy.
thing.
One's a GMC, one's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
Chevy.
yeah.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
And I think the sticker was, 34, 35, somewhere in that neighborhood?
Yeah, and the
1,000?
21s are gone, so 22s are more than
Yeah,
that.
22s are coming up.
And the other thing, it's used 3 days a week, maybe.
But it's gonna be used, and that's why it was phrased that way, it can be used for anybody.
Yeah,
I know.
Parks and Recs uses it too,
Parks and Recs uses it.
a couple times a year.
So,
Oh, once a
yeah,
week.
they-
Once a
Oh,
week.
once a week?
They haul the trash.
Oh, they haul the trash with it, yeah.
Once a week.
Haul trash with it once a week.
It just seems to come out at the last minute, when you're making last-minute decisions, it might not have enough data to make the right decision. To me, this is a last-minute thing, and it came up, I believe, in November. It should have been on the CIP, for an 11-year-old vehicle, should have been on the CIP, at least for the past 5 years. I know, woulda, coulda, shoulda. But you're in a situation now where you've got to do something. I don't like circumventing the voters, and I'm not saying you're intentionally doing it, but this is what's happening. You're not giving the voters an opportunity, and I think there's a degree of distrust the voters are gonna say no. But you put 20,000 or 30,000 towards that vehicle, it might be more appealing. And in addition to that, it's your job, I think, to some extent, to a great extent, to I don't want to make it sound as though you're trying to convince the voters to do something that isn't needed. But I'm going to say, it's your job to sell the item, sell it to the voters, and, get Finance Committee approval. I don't like the idea that it's an emergency expenditure. I think those are few and far between. Like I said, 2 cruisers that were down.
Yeah, and they said no.
Yeah, and the reason why it was mid-year, and they said, well, wait till the end of the year, see if you have any surplus. So they rejected it for that reason. Now, you're at the end of the year, but it's not something that just happened today either, so, and you're only, whether you get the car, whether this gets approved, it's got to go to DRA for their approval.
Where in the public hearing does it say an emergency expenditure? Doesn't.
Well, what are we doing? Then why
Well,
is there a public
because there
hearing?
was a discussion when we were doing year-end purchases, and it was mentioned that we have every right to have public testimony and comment, so we decided to have a public hearing. But the public hearing says, for the purpose of hearing public testimony and comment on the expenditure of up to $40,000 from the 2021 year-end surplus for a town vehicle to be used primarily for the building inspector. And that's what went in the newspaper 2 weeks ago.
I've heard the word emergency used in this
You
this
heard
context.
emergency use at the selectmen's meeting, but it's not what was posted for, because we wanted weigh-in from residents. We don't have to go to DRA. We decided to have a public hearing for input.
That's what this is for?
Yes.
So you're not going to DRA? This
No.
is an emergency
I
expenditure?
don't believe we're not going to DRA.
All right, there's no, again, the same reason, why don't we have a vote on it then, That's my primary concern. And, public hearing, you do whatever you want, obviously. It's happened before, so, yeah, I thought it was going to DRA, and apparently it's not. The word emergency had been used.
The word emergency was used because it's an emergency expenditure for the purposes that's stated before, but the public hearing certainly didn't have emergency purpose in it.
Right, okay, thanks.
Thanks, Dick.
And just, how many drivers have we had in that vehicle?
Oh, multiple, many.
So if somebody doesn't come to you and tell you that things are bad,
Right.
I mean, I don't drive it.
Yeah.
There's been several people in that. We've had several building inspectors, back when Kelly was here, she used it, Wendy used it, and no one said a thing. And now we get a new building inspector that's a little bit more cautious maybe, because he's not sure of terrain, hills, valleys, roads, is the one who mentioned it. So I'm just saying, I don't drive it.
Right.
But 16 years old is 16 years old. I mean, I don't know how many people have a 16-year-old car. Yeah, well, that's fine.
I don't have one,
Guilty.
but my,
Yeah, I do too.
22-year-old.
I have a 98, so, I mean, but it's not an everyday driver, but I'm not going there. I'm just saying that, I don't go drive it. I use my own vehicle,
Understood.
and I do it for the town. I don't use the truck, but I have every right to use the truck. Mine holds more stuff, so. But,
Any other public? Tom, you all set? Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Frank.
Well, I think you answered the question, one of the questions I was going to ask. I knew there was somebody else to follow me. I tried to make it short. I remember the night that you were discussing the truck, and I think it was probably the first draft issue of the warrant,
could have been.
and somebody was sitting out here and questioning what the state bid price was. And I tried to listen to the YouTube, but the person was sitting way back, I couldn't hear it. I thought it was something under $30,000, but, I mean, I'll trust to you folks.
But that was for a 21 that you can't get anymore.
Okay, all right,
And 22's bids hadn't been set yet.
okay,
That's what we estimated a little bit higher.
okay,
Right.
Now,
okay,
the state bids have been set, just I'll share that with you when you're done.
Yeah,
And
Okay.
you can't get anything for 150 to 360 days.
yeah, okay. Okay.
And then they're coming out of Ohio. Ohio was the bid.
Right.
So well, that clarifies.
Sounds about right.
That
Yeah.
clarifies it for me. The other thing then, if this isn't an emergency expenditure according to state, as just explained, then how come we don't have a hearing for the other year-end expenditures that were approved? Why single out the truck?
Okay.
You know, I mean, one's just because it's a vehicle. And the other thing, of course, it's way too late now. The other thing is, again, when the discussion of the truck first came up, I think, or about first came up, it was mentioned that kind of along the framework of, could you spend, could you buy a vehicle, and in a sense circumvent the voters, okay? Not being critical as much as I could be, I guess. And it was stated that, well, you've already purchased a vehicle with the police department, the dog truck, the dog van. And when I heard that, I got a little bit concerned that, now is a precedent going to be set, being set, that we bought a, police department, the dog truck, with money, wherever it came from. And now this vehicle, so I hope that's not going to be the trend, but that's kind of what it sounded like to me. The precedent's been set with the police vehicle, with the dog truck, now this truck, and, it will continue. And I think that's a very slippery slope, and I really hope that, this is the one and only rare exception. That's all. Thanks.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yeah. We'll close the hearing.
So, so today I found online the, state bid list. So I don't understand why the state of New Hampshire has a vendor in St. Clairsville, Ohio. But that's the Chevrolet dealer that they've opted to give the bid to. And all of their, from pickup trucks to mid-size to vans, they're all 360 days out from Ohio. There's a Central Dodge, which is in Rainham, Mass. That was the bid. And they're 150 to 210 days. They range from, whether you get 6-cylinder or an 8-cylinder, you're looking at, in a Ram, half-ton regulars, $30,959. For a 6-cylinder, four-wheel drive, $1,500 tradesman. I don't know what that is.
Bare bones truck.
A what?
Bare
It's a
bones.
bare bones truck, no
Okay.
frills,
Yeah,
probably
sounds
still
like
got
it.
crank windows.
Floor
Yeah.
shift.
And then they make the 8-cylinder four-wheel drive, which is $32,750, which is around what we were looking for. The rest go up from there. If you're looking at, I can't see us buying a diesel or anything else.
No.
Anything 3/4 ton or above either. This is a half-ton. So that's your weight on that. Hudson Motors makes Toyota Nissan, and they're the ones out of New Jersey City, New Jersey, got the bid. Trying to find a pickup truck. Minivan, sedan, I don't think they do trucks. Minivans, compact sedans, mid-size sedans, large sedans. They don't do that. And then the last one is McMulkin. McMulkin is right here in Nashua. And they do the 4-cylinder and 6-cylinder Colorado. They're 180 days out. They're about $28,491, and that's 180 days out. And then the Tahoe's 180 days out, but that's higher than you want, and you don't want to put trash in that anyway if everybody's going to dump it in.
Right.
So those are your 4 options on your state bid list. I also took the time, knowing that we're 150 to 360 days out, just browsed the internet today. Actually, just 3 dealers. I did a variety. I did Dodge, Chevrolet, Ford, GMC. And you can see that
Wow.
there's not much, there's out there. You have an 2018 Ram 1500 Express four-wheel drive four-door crew cab with a 3.6 liter V6, 17,959 miles for 33,487. And they go up from there in cost depending on what you're looking for, but I stuck with a 6-cylinder because we aren't hauling things, we aren't doing monstrous miles, we aren't doing anything. I don't think there's any frills to it. The only Ford that I looked at, Hillsborough Ford, they had a 2019, but it had 55,000 miles on it. The rest of them average between, there's one has 13, one has 17, one has 20, 23, 26,000 miles, and there's only one out of that price list. The Colorado was very fancy, too fancy for
Yeah,
it.
it's a Z71.
Yeah, it's a Z71,
Yeah.
so you don't need that one. But staying in the theme of 6 cylinders is what I was searching for. Because I don't think you need, again, a V8 diesel, but it's four-wheel drive. So I'm not sure what you want to do. Those are readily available if you went over tomorrow.
These are more than a new one.
No, they're gonna be.
Yeah, some of
Because the
them
new
are-
one probably's got crank windows and everything else.
Hmm.
I mean, when Bob Azina was here, he told you it was for just the bare bones.
Bare bone
And then
basic.
you can
Yeah.
add from there if you want power windows and whatever you want.
Right. I guess my only concern is I mean, I don't disagree that these are out there. It's just they're already 2, 3, 4 years old now.
There are leases that have been turned in.
Still they're 2 or 3, 4 years
Yeah.
old.
Absolutely. You want to look at a new one, you want to go double 40.
Right, no, and I'm not disagreeing with that, especially with these chassis, there'll be a lot more,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. My second comment is, these are readily available.
Mhm.
We're talking 180 plus days for something new. What are we gonna do when that expires the end of March? If we wait the 180 days. Now, with that said, I know that, like in the police department, in years past, we could dump a lot of money and maintenance into it. I don't really want to do that. That's not really on my list of things to do. But on the flip side of it, with that kind of timeline of a wait, 180 days plus,
the 300.
To a year.
A year.
to a year, if that is the route that we want to take as far as new, I don't think waiting the 6 weeks to put on the warrant article is going to hurt anything. If this is what we want to try and do is get a used vehicle, instant gratification, then that's a different story. But I know that we asked to see a potential repair cost and/or list, and we have never got it that I know of.
I thought,
Not saying the truck's worth putting the money into, but if we cross the bridge of March, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna have?
I thought
Okay,
it
there it
was-
is.
yeah, I thought it
There's
was
right
around
there.
6,000.
I never
I
saw
thought
that.
Yeah, he
You
came
might not have
in
been
with
here
it.
that night we
Yeah,
talked.
it was,
Yeah, it
maybe that
was-
was the night you were out sick. It was 6,000, I think they said.
6 and change. Not counting all the body work.
I think that's some of the body work.
Some of
Yeah.
it, but not all
Yeah,
of it.
some of it's bodywork, yeah.
Yeah. But there was probably more, he said.
Where'd this come from? Do we know?
Jason? Down to DPW. My guess, I got it from Benji.
So, when did we at the town start charging the town $90 an hour? Or is this
It might- it
is
might
it,
not.
or was this seeked out from somebody, from a
It might have
vendor?
been seeked out, I got it
Okay,
handed to me.
because it says 40 hours at 90 hours, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$90 an hour, I'm sorry.
yeah.
For some of it, probably they can't do it like
They
body
can't do
I
work.
don't think they can't do the body work.
Right.
What do you do in the meantime for inspections?
Oh, no, I'm not discrediting that at all, you're right, 100%. But I don't know. I don't know, okay. I didn't know we had this. That's all.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know where it was
I mean-
handed to me.
If you're gonna put money into it, is the truck worth that?
Oh, no, I don't think the
That's
truck's
all.
worth $5,000. I mean, that's what it boils
Oh,
back to,
worth
is about
about three.
$5,100. I don't think it's worth that.
I mean, the other thing is with these lists, knowing, like, for instance, Banks, Bonneville, Hillsborough, they've all done work, they've all sold to municipalities. You go in there
Oh, I
telling
know.
us from municipality, they'll probably knock more money off of it, off the price that they're asking. This was just prices.
This is a sticker
online.
price, online,
This
right.
is just, I didn't call anybody, this
Yep.
is just a search. I thought of a couple of dealers.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get more brands,
Yeah, no, it's
because I
understandable.
was sticking to the six-cylinder
Mm-hmm.
car, truck.
I understand the concern from Dick and Frank and anybody else, but the other thing is that, number one, the truck isn't worth having around anymore. And yes, we've been lax, or somebody's been lax in following through on the maintenance. You know, the buck has to stop here for that. But the bottom line of it is that you wanna wait till, town meeting, if it gets shot down, what are they gonna do? Then what are they gonna do? You're gonna put them in their own vehicle?
No, they
And pay them
won't.
They
mileage? Oh, they
refusing.
won't, they
Well, and
refuse.
that's my concern about going
The
to
thing is, even if
voters.
they did, yeah, you pay them mileage, but then if they get in an accident, they're on our job, we're gonna take the liability for that.
Oh, absolutely.
And is that worth the ramifications later on down the road?
And you know,
That's-
if somebody's got a vehicle that we're asking them to pay mileage, they get to contractors. Place the ice's driveway is just sheet of ice and the vehicle slides down and now you bought a $60,000 pickup
$60,000 or
versus something
$70,000.
else.
Oh, no, I understand that,
No, I know,
100%.
I'm just saying for
Right.
those that
There's
don't.
a whole bunch of pros and cons. I understand the other argument, but
And 55 cents a mile is pretty cheap, but if you get someone to do the wear and tear on their own vehicle, but
Right.
I've already been told he's not going to.
What's the price of a lease for us if we could lease something in a pickup?
I don't think you're gonna.
I don't think they do
you guys
municipal-
should be told that type, I mean,
They-
you
they-
didn't,
yeah.
I'm
We do
just-
municipal leases, but it's kinda late now to start
it's
doing
too
that.
late to go release.
Yeah. I just would like to say, I don't know that the truck wasn't taken care of because of the, the ABS system having problems or some rust on it, because I had a car that was serviced every year, gone right through. And in 16 years out, I got a hole in the frame and the car was undercoated on top of it. And the car didn't have rust showing anywhere, but the frame rusted, and I couldn't, I had to sell it for junk.
Right.
And the worst thing with a vehicle like that is it sits out here.
It
just
sits out here,
sits.
that's the big problem.
I mean,
Sets
the
a
other
lot.
thing is now we've got more than one person driving it. We've got,
Multiple.
which helps,
Keep it active.
but keep it active. We've got
Right.
two people, one in building and the other one in code enforcement, which
Mm-hmm.
will be using it as well as parks, and whoever else in the town needs it, a highway.
And Mary Ann's 911, that's
Yep.
what Wendy used to do, is go
Wendy
out
used
and
to
do
drive it
driveways,
everywhere.
so
911.
I'm not expecting her to go out in her car.
Right. So, and that's just, I mean,
It's a double-edged sword, and I understand both
Mm-hmm.
sides of it.
right. I mean, the list of parts is not that bad. It's under $1,000, I think, between the two bills. It's gonna be the bodywork that it needs. And to me, it's not worth that bodywork. But like Sherry said, I mean, I don't think this stuff just happened overnight, but on the flip side of it, I don't think it's anybody's fault, per se. These brake issues, I mean, I let mine sit for a few months, and it does the same thing. I know exactly what's happened. The sensor's pushed back, and it thinks it's going into an ABS event. But if you're unprepared, that could be scary for you, absolutely. First couple times it does mine, I'm Yeah, I pay attention. But, so that's not anyone's fault.
This
You
happens.
know, and all the activities that go on in the day, I'm sure that the rust probably get gone with the wind in conversation. But I don't think there's anybody specifically to blame, and I don't want to blame anybody because that's not correct.
No, I mean,
But here we
the
are.
blame is with us if it boils
But here
down
we
to
are.
anybody.
I
And
mean,
here
we walk by it just like everybody else does,
right.
you know, and we have enough mechanical knowledge to know the difference. So it rolls back to us, not any department or maintenance or anything like that. So, I don't know what the board wants to do. I'm so torn, I don't know what to do, because like you said, I mean, these are 3 to 4 year old vehicles, like Jack said, they're probably gonna get municipal pricing will probably be better.
And knowing if they're at least turn-ins and they're low, I know every one of them banks, I don't care if it's banks,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Monroe,
they do a recheck,
They do what they
check-in.
call a certified.
Yeah, pre-owned
and They'll
check-in.
give you a warranty with it again.
Right.
And it's better than the regular warranty that you might get off the street, so.
Right,
And
so,
they I Carfax them,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, and I'm sure that there's nothing hot on any of them, but,
Oh, you're right, and how old do you wanna go?
right, and that's just it. I mean,
I mean,
you're buying somebody else's.
2020 is out of your price range.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
2019, there's one in there for 2019.
Mm-hmm.
It's got 26,000, which is nothing nowadays on a vehicle.
No,
37,000. And I know I look at that, and that's a lot of money, but I mean, if you look at the scheme of things, to go buy a new pickup,
well, you look at the pricing of anything right now.
you look at a
it's-
brand-new pickup,
astronomical.
even
You wanna
before
double
all of
what are you
this,
looking at now?
you're gonna look at 50 grand.
Right,
And, I mean, you're getting it for a lot less.
right, so,
I don't know. I mean, it's a, as they say, it's a crapshoot, you know?
right. And we don't have anything in front of us tonight to vote on anyways, so, I don't think we have to pull a vote tonight anyways.
I mean, maybe we could get 6 months out of it if we could have the brake stuff
You
looked
want,
at
no,
and
but you wanna
do a
stuff
rough.
that money in it, and then what? You're gonna wait 6 months, go to the, we're gonna either be right back here again to look for the emergent, this time it'll be an emergency expenditure.
It will be at that point, yeah.
We gotta go to
because things-
DRA,
because the thing
or
won't stop, yeah.
you're gonna put it on the warrant, and then it gets shot down, then we're really up the
Then
creek
you're a
without
year
a
without a
pedal.
vehicle.
Then
Yeah.
we're gonna be a year.
Yeah,
So,
with no replacement.
I think we ought to look,
Yeah, I'm not saying we don't look,
So
but,
what do you said you have nothing in front of you, what are you looking for to be in front of you?
well, we don't have any, I mean, yeah, I mean, we have a couple vehicles in front of us here, but we don't have anything that says, you know, we haven't called anybody, is what I'm saying. If we call banks and we say, hey, you know, we saw this 2019, what can you do for us as the
What's our
municipality?
price?
What's our price?
What's the low price?
With a more official, you know,
Sure,
so I'm not saying we shouldn't seek some, you know, dollars.
yeah. I mean, it only takes a phone call, I mean.
Correct,
I
yeah,
didn't phone call, cause I was just waiting to.
Right.
Have some, not, I don't wanna say ammunition, but I wanted to have some
Direction.
information.
yeah,
Because when I found the 22s are between 150 and 360 days out,
yeah, that's,
and the dealers in Ohio,
a little stiff.
I don't
well,
understand.
Yep.
that's the new
I mean, we
global.
can make, we can certainly make calls.
Yeah.
Your next meeting's not till February 7th.
Okay. Well, I'd definitely like to make some calls, and let it be known, and maybe, I mean, I know the dealers don't work as well as they used to together because it's quite a market, but, you know, maybe banks can call if they see a, you know, locator, or whoever it may be, McMillan or somebody like that, can do some locating for us and help.
Yeah, because John Van just wrote, my opinion, if you have a good use candidate that's viable, do it. That was his,
That's,
Okay.
I mean,
that was his.
I mean,
comment.
you gotta spend time, and I know these dealers, I know 2 guys that work for dealers, and they don't really wanna do any locating for anybody.
Right, and that's the
'Cause-
problem, is
'cause they
because it's so
want-
cutthroat right now,
They
and there's
want,
no
they
market.
want, either they wanna make the sale or they won't, and I've been through it personally to buy a vehicle,
Right,
my wife's vehicle, and with company vehicles, we just bought 2 company vehicles, and
yeah, it's all
they
for
don't
one.
wanna do any locating.
It's all for one and one for
So
all
either
now.
take what you got or hit the road, and I can't blame them for that. That's-
Well, drop the dime, see what we can do, see what they can do. again, I
I
got,
think the one, the used Ford that stayed with under the 40, I just, with 55,000 miles on
Yeah,
it,
that's
I
off,
think
I think that's off the, with a V8, that's off the table, so.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
I
I'm,
think this D71's off the table.
yeah, it is, it's too much. But maybe that 1500 custom,
We get, yeah, I
you
mean,
know, the Chevrolet,
the two viable ones that I
our
see
banks,
are at Banks, it's the custom
and the.
2019 and the Ram.
Yeah.
They both are there.
And the Ram's got 17,000 miles on it.
Is the,
It's a year older though.
Yeah,
is
but
the 2019 a extended cab or is that a single cab? Or do we know?
Oh, I have it all.
Oh, you have the pictures. Would you look at that?
Yeah.
Ta-da! Oh.
the chief had something. Chief, did you
Sort of
want?
on Glazier, this is his area of expertise, if y'all want him to hunt down something, just give him the parameters.
Oh,
He does very well at finding deals.
So what it is, it's a four-door,
oh, there's a Ford, okay.
it's silver.
Yep,
Um,
okay.
it's a 2019, it was leased for 2 years, 2 months, one owner.
Okay. So it is an extended cab though?
Yep.
Okay. I just don't,
They're all extended cabs.
just the crew cab, I just, yeah.
No,
Which
To me,
one's that
that's a little, the Ram.
no,
It says four-door crew. That's a little bit big for my likings.
what the 2018?
Oh,
if you-
actually, you'd be surprised.
I mean, if it's a extended cab, that's one thing, but crew to me is barge.
Oh, that's just the extra door, that's not a full crew.
That's a full crew.
That's
a full
four-door
crew.
crew.
That's a full-door crew.
Yeah, it's full crew with
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah, so. All right, because I mean, we, honestly,
No, it's an express, yeah, okay, so it's a work truck.
so.
But it's
All
only
right.
got 17,000 on
All
it.
right, so I think we'll depart this with, Naomi can call Banks, see what they got, give them the parameter list, and we can go from there.
And then you'll decide on this, I'll bring you back stuff for the 7th.
Yeah, firm numbers for the
So-
7th.
That's kind of long, well.
Well, then we can come next Monday.
Because the fact is, these things don't sit on the lot long.
Well, then, once you get the information, let us know, we'll make a meeting.
If you're gonna
Get
do it.
24-hour notice.
Well, I'm not here tomorrow, I have the girls tomorrow, but, yeah, I mean, I can certainly call them, and there may be something that's not, they took in today, I don't know.
Right,
That happens all the time.
right. No, just, yeah, let us know, and like I said, 24 hours, we can have a meeting,
Okay, all right.
so. All right. All right, I'm gonna flip-flop the schedule a little bit. Department head committee items. Chief Moore.
Yeah.
So this is just an in case, it's time for me to sign a dam contract, Close State Park.
Now, no swearing on the,
Last time I got authorization to go ahead and sign the contract. I don't know if I need this because they didn't include it in the packet. I just figure I'd get your approval where I can sign the contract and get this for Marine if I need it. This is what we did last time.
Yeah.
Last July 4th.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, thank
I
you.
think we have to, do I have to make a
Hang on,
motion
you
for
gotta
that?
make a
Yeah,
motion.
we're gonna make a motion for
Okay.
it.
It's a municipality certificate of authority.
Make a motion that we allow Chief Moore to sign with the,
Municipality
State of New
certification of authority.
the state of New Hampshire, for Clough Park, for the Department of, whatever they call themselves now.
Economic,
No, it used to be DRED, but the,
It's Department of Natural and Cultural Resources.
yes, Natural Cultural Resources, that's it. There's a memorandum for municipal services at Clough State Park.
Second.
move and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Thank you. And then I'll be signing one for, this is a contract for Pope, just where if we have to take them animals.
Yep.
I have a professional services line, that's where it comes out of.
You should give him the authority to sign the SBC.
Yeah, yeah.
SPCA.
Move to authorize Chief Moore to sign the SBCA agreement, term of, was it, a year?
Yes.
Term of
Second.
1 year. Move and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
Thank you.
I believe in the sign box, all right, before we get to the sign box, so we're gonna go back to the signing of the,
Yes, we're gonna go back to the warrant draft, and, draft, default.
so, today Frank and I had a conversation, and I thank Frank for doing it. You guys, when we left the public hearing.
Yep.
We left things alone, I made, he called me today, and what we did forget, and I have the mailer, is last year when we did the 10-wheeler,
Yep,
we forgot to add the words fully equipped.
yes.
Oh,
So I have a warrant with out fully equipped and with fully equipped.
No, I think fully equipped is correct,
What, for the truck?
for the truck, yeah.
So the
Yeah.
town.
Because we're buying plows and
Gotta
everything
buy all
else,
that
yeah.
stuff,
Right,
yes.
so they say, I inserted, purchasing a new 10-wheeler, I inserted fully equipped, so it now says purchasing a new fully equipped 10-wheel plow truck on both Article 13 and 14.
Yeah.
Now, didn't we also have another verbiage discussion?
Yeah, didn't Frank bring something up
I thought there was
last
another
week?
verbiage discussion,
On the
and
road
on the,
reconstruction,
yep,
Yeah,
to be raised by taxation and added to, we
Yep.
added that.
and wasn't there also for the was it the police vehicle? We were gonna change the verbiage back to last year's
Fully equipped.
verbiage. I don't, for some reason, I don't have it.
We did one fully
Okay.
equipped frontline
fully
police,
equipped.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
and that matches the rest of them.
okay. Yeah, no,
So if you
absolutely.
want to go with a fully equipped, this is the
Yes.
warrant, I'm gonna pass around for you to sign. I'm not gonna use this one. I'll make you a copy in a minute, Frank, when it's signed. I'm also gonna sign down, we have two, credits for, the veterans credits. They're coming your way. And I'll take that back after. I'm gonna make Maureen a copy and Frank a copy.
In a bit.
Yep.
If you, I'll make a copy.
Okay.
I'll make a copy for you. They're signing stuff, so I get a minute anyway.
Doug? Doug? Reports are good audio and good video quality. Good audio and good video quality.
It is good.
Just figure I'd let you know.
I'm sure the audio could be better, but this was just basically a test for me.
Okay, that.
You gotta put her name in there too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta print it, that one didn't have it in there.
Anyway, forget if I didn't do it now.
Okay. So we signed the default budget, right? Yeah, those are in the box.
Okay, they are,
already
are they
signed.
all signed?
They're all signed. Yep,
Both?
yes,
Okay, perfect, you guys are all right.
we try. All right, gonna move it to the manifest.
Yeah, I don't have it, so you have to look it up.
I might have it kicking around here somewhere, maybe somewhere in the stack of never ending. There it is, right there. All right, gonna order the treasurer to sign payroll accounts payables checks dated January 27th, 2022 is included in the following manifest. A payroll manifest of $84,909.80 for weekly and monthly payroll. Accounts payable manifest $42,300.78. John Stark, $250,000. Ware School District, $300,000 for a total of $677,210.58. As there is no meeting scheduled for January 31st at this time, then further order the treasurer to sign payroll checks dated February 3rd, estimated to be about $75,000. Further order the treasurer to sign up to the amount of $90,000 for accounts payable that cannot wait until next scheduled meeting. Reports and actual check amounts will be reported to the Board of Selectmen by inclusion in the manifest memo at the next scheduled meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor? Yes.
Thank you.
That brings us to a
9 set of minutes.
boat ton of minutes.
Except I can't, I'm gonna have to abstain because I haven't read them. Because I didn't realize I had to go on. I thought I have always gotten them in my email, and I didn't get them in the email.
Well, I think well, and you weren't here for some of them, right?
I think it was
Then you
here.
weren't here for some of them.
I wasn't
Right.
here for the,
Well, let's try and get what we can out of the way.
yeah.
All right, so let's go, was I here for were we both here for the 11:29? I can't remember.
Yes.
Okay. Yep, we're both here.
Yep.
Page 1, page 2. Move to approve as is written.
Second.
All in favor?
Yeah,
Yes.
Abstain.
Abstention? 1. Okay. Move to the 12:09. We are both here. Page 1? Page,
What
What
about
about the
12:06?
6th?
I have,
The 3 of you were here. Sherry was not here.
on December 6th?
Yeah.
I didn't download that. Can we do the 9th for a minute?
Oh, sure.
Okay. Yeah, I must not download those.
Okay.
All right, page 1 on the 9th. You all said, Jack?
Yep.
Okay. Page 2, move to approve as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
I have to go back and find them. You said they were for the,
12-6.
oh, boy.
That's fairly lengthy, I think, isn't it?
12:06?
12:06 is 9 pages long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't here.
Boy, I don't know if I
When
got
the
those.
Winter Wanderers came.
I don't know if I have those.
All right, well, we can table those as long
All
as
right,
we don't have to
let's
table all of them.
table those, yeah.
How about the 20th?
I have that. I just, like I said, I downloaded them all before I came, I thought, but apparently not.
Which one are we on
The
now?
20th was when we heard from the, it was the radio night.
Yep, that was
Yep,
radio night.
That's right.
Page 1,
The long one,
2,
because it has, she put the presentation there.
yep, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
15 is where you come back. in.
12. Well, I'm just looking.
Yep.
12, 13, 14, 15. Those were all from the Motorola discussion. So those are verbatim slides. Page 15 has some of our stuff on it, so.
Yep.
Yep.
16 and 17. Move to approve the December 20th
Second.
as written.
Abstain.
All in favor, yes?
Yes.
And
Abstain.
abstain.
Okay.
27th is when Benji came in for the public hearing for the change of the now Jack wasn't here, so you gotta skip that.
Yep.
Okay.
We're gonna hold on
27th.
those.
Yeah, I was,
Gonna hold on the next one, which is January 3rd. Jack wasn't here. Ricky, you weren't here on the 10th.
17th.
And Jack wasn't here on the 17th. And brings us to the
18th.
18th.
We were here.
Yay.
yep.
Okay. Page 1, 2,
Yeah, it's got the warrant in it, so.
yep, 3,
That's right.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Move to approve as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Abstain.
So only ones we got left are the 6th,
The 3rd, the 10th, and the 17th.
Yeah.
the 3rd,
The 27th.
10th.
And the 27th, I'm sorry, yes.
Yeah, we have them.
You got 5 of
We
them.
did 4 sets.
No, no.
17th.
Reduce the load a little bit.
So then, just under correspondence, I did receive, we did receive a resignation letter from Mr. Tiffany
Oh,
for
okay.
the cemetery trustees.
Well, we want to thank him for his years of dedicated service to that board and to the town in general.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then,
You didn't put yourself down here.
no, that's correspondence.
Yeah, you didn't.
No, because I didn't know what I was doing.
Oh, okay. So you didn't put down, we don't have a report?
I don't have a report, I just wanted to get the correspondence.
Okay.
And I'd like to just chat, can we talk about your report? I got a couple changes.
Sure.
You lost one selectman.
I heard that I fired one in my email. So, I don't have a computer at the house, so I put it as an email. Apparently, when I copy and paste it into a doc file this morning,
You lost it.
I lost a selectman, Mr. Van. Hell of a guy.
He was good while he was here.
Yeah, I know it. I fired him.
So just, Ricky, if you don't, so we went through, I actually had Beth read it as well.
Oh, good.
Instead of second eyes.
Well, I tossed it together in about 20 minutes, so.
Right, so it was good. At the, one thing I was gonna ask you, in the second paragraph, it says, long-needed repairs to the town hall to the gable end returns at the ends of the roof.
Yeah.
And then you wrote, over were performed. What does that mean?
Oh, I probably got a little confused and didn't do
Right,
spell check, so.
return at the ends of the roof.
I wanted to put
I
en-
took out the word over.
I want to put ends of the roof just for clarification for people that don't know what the gable ends
So
are.
I took the word over out.
That's fine, yeah.
And in the next paragraph, I spelled Katie, it's Katy.
Oh, okay.
And administrative assistance should capital A.
I did?
You should capitalize A,
I-
which we can do.
Well, I thought I did, but I didn't,
No, it was
it,
small a.
I think Doc said no.
And then, we actually are calling Tony the zoning enforcement officer.
Okay.
That's what he's called.
Well, I knew that there was a slight delay
Yeah.
there with mine.
And then I spelled Mike Eldridge, there's no E, second E.
Oh, okay.
And then the, skip a paragraph and go to the fire department. I think you wanted to go through the warrant article, not the warrant article.
Who's the new full-time employee?
Alexander Hall.
Okay, well, you got a period and you start with him. And
Yeah,
then-
well, that's what happens when you cut it to a doc, it doesn't.
Yeah,
pick up.
again,
And-
this is from an email to
And
Doc.
took on Wayne. I don't know if you want that.
Yeah, no, no, I do. When we took on Wayne and Cody as full-time employees from the call department,
Okay.
so.
Right, so the fire department through the warrant article hired one new full-time,
Mhm.
Alexander, and took on as full-time, yeah. And then, the other, under, the DPW hires, it's Claver, Klaver, instead of Culver, for his name.
Okay, so it must have changed that, because I actually went on payroll and got the names from payroll. So it must have automatically changed it.
Beth checked everybody's
Yep.
name,
His last name is, yeah.
KLAV.
Yeah, it must have changed it,
And then we'll add John.
yeah.
Other than that, I thought it was very good.
Okay. All right, well, thank you. Yeah, no, I have no problem making those changes. It's just, again,
Yeah.
I'm not the best grammar, when it comes to it, but,
No, I'll give it to Karen and we can
Okay.
check that one off, because we're almost done.
Naomi, when do we need stuff in for the town report? Because I'm going to just put
By
a,
the first part of February.
okay, I'll
For
have it to you
February
this
4th?
week.
We should've got that email too.
I think February
See, I
4th,
didn't
she
get any
said.
of that. I haven't gotten any of it.
Yeah, Karen sent them all.
Yeah,
'Cause we
I,
only sent the ones that hadn't gotten this stuff yet.
yeah, I got a reminder
Yeah,
letter
I
from
didn't get
Karen.
anything, and I put about 90% of
Yeah,
it together
I did
today.
too.
So
Okay, well, as
I'll
soon
have
as you
to-
get it done, don't wait till the 4th.
No, no, I won't. I'll get it back to
Yeah, I
you.
got the reminder of that too.
You'll have a.
Probably wait till we have a full board to do speaking assignments, I would think.
Yeah, and then, you still have a meeting.
Yeah, I know.
So just,
No, I know.
So just process-wise, February 7th, you have a meeting, of which you're gonna have a couple of public hearings. They're gonna be in the newspaper this week. You're gonna have one because, you have to have a public hearing, establishing the special revenue fund. That's per RSA. Laura reminded me of that, so we've scheduled that for February 7th. We've also got a public hearing scheduled. The planning board has passed on to us Hilburn Road. Hilburn off of.
To accept
Twin
it?
Ridge,
To accept it? Mhm.
Planning board has done their part. I've advertised it. Now we have to have a public hearing before Benji takes over. So you have those two that night.
Is
also-
Benji gonna be here for that?
Yeah.
Thank
okay.
you.
And then you've got speaking assignments, because that's Saturday, is deliberative session on 12th. So you got a busy night on the 7th, is what I'm
That's
telling
fine,
you.
that's fine.
Deliberative is the 8th,
The 12th.
12th.
So next,
So next meeting is your last time. And then just gonna throw out there, I'd really like you guys to take some time and do whatever you're gonna say for your speaking assignments. Because I'm leaving after deliberative session for a week.
unacceptable,
So it's an off week.
unacceptable.
But I'm just saying, when I get back on Sunday, I gotta put the mailer together to meet the printer on Monday on the holiday.
Okay.
and then he's gonna get it done for us, but.
Right, so you
so
want
I'll need
type,
everything
typed
back.
copies beforehand.
I'd like copies beforehand, like for deliberative session, or send them to me and I'll make my own copies.
Okay.
But I have to put the mailer together. That's why we want the town report all together
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
before, because I have to take that to the printer as well as the mailer.
Fine.
So we have a short turnaround time so that he can get it back in the mail for the, March.
Okay.
Okay,
And that's all. That's it, that's all I have to
That's
say, but that's all this
all right.
That's all I have to say about that.
Right.
I don't have any correspondence or any other business. To my right doesn't either. So,
All right then.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Yes?
Yes. Have a wonderful night, everybody.